Good morning, everyone. My name is MightyStream, and I am going to do our May the 15th Spiritual Principle Day in a meditation. Hope you're doing well this morning. The title of the meditation, we can rediscover hope at any time. When we see a member experience a real breakthrough with 20 or 30 or more years clean, we can see that truly recovery never stops. That comes from the Living Clean book, Chapter 7, Love. It says, as a 12-step program, stairs are an easy go-to metaphor we often use to describe the recovery process. We climb up out of the darkness and despair of active addiction into the light of recovery. Some members say that the farther we go up the staircase, the more we have to lose should we go tumbling back down again. Living Clean describes recovery like a spiral staircase. Again and again, we come to the same view, only each time we are seeing it from a different perspective. One member shared with a laugh, my staircase feels more like one of those trippy optical illusion paintings where the stairs circle back on each other and the laws of physics don't apply. The longer we stay clean, the more life we experience. And when we're actively working our program, we experience life deeply and continue to encounter more truth about ourselves all the time. Finding a new way to live takes on a different meaning when we stay clean for decades. We discover ourselves, reinvent ourselves, lose ourselves, find ourselves, discover ourselves again and again and again. The staircase circles back on itself. When we stay clean through it all and stay active in NA, much of our process is visible to those around us. It can be messy. We may grow in ways that cause us to drift apart from some friends in recovery. We may form new connections with other members we never thought we would get close to. We might have moments where we feel silly or slow for having a realization about ourselves so far down the path, only to have our friends respond, oh, yeah, we've known that about you for a long time. Few of us end up having the lives that we would have expected to have, or even being the people we would have expected to be when we first got clean. Our fellow members love us through it all, no matter how far along we are. When we share our new discoveries, we share our hope. My journey may not look like what I expected or what I think others expected. As my horizons broaden, I will relish each discovery and freely share what I have learned so others can see how my journey continues. Let's take a moment of silence followed by the we version of Serenity Prayer. Moment of silence now, please. Thank you. God, grant us the serenity to accept the things that we cannot change, the courage to change the things that we can, and the wisdom to know the difference just for today. Please and thank you. We can rediscover hope at any time. You know, that's true. I think it is like a set of stairs that spiral, right? Steps that spiral, and we come back around to the same view over and over and over. But the difference, right, is that every time you hit that stage, there's been a transformation that has taken place from one step to the next. So as you spiral and come back around to that view, by the time you hit it again, you're different, right? You are different. And as a direct result of you having changed, as a result of my transformation, when I get back to the fourth step, the person I did a year ago doing the fourth step is not the same person. You know how many 10th steps I've had, right? Regardless to whether or not I'm actually writing the fourth or the fifth or the sixth or the seventh step, doing the 10th step every night has become a part of my daily life. Making prompt amends to people has become a part of my daily life. Unfortunately for them, it can make them very uncomfortable because they'll say, here she comes. Well, it's not that I'm coming to do anything. I'm coming to acknowledge that that was uncomfortable and I acted a certain way. And if you notice that, I'm sure that it probably offended you, right? Because it's bothering me and I just want to clean up my side of the street. I'm not implying that you have anything to do or clean up or want to or whatever. People don't like to be confronted. People don't like having direct conversations, but the 10 steps help me, right? And so doing the 10th step on a daily basis, by the time I actually get to writing, say, let's even say the first step again, you know how many days have passed? And not all the time is it a year. Sometimes it's more than a year. I mean, I've been here 30 plus years, right? I'm going on my 31st year. So I've been here a few decades, and I have friends that have been here a few decades. And we've reinvented ourselves. We've had divorces, we've had parents that have passed on, we have in some instances, children that have passed on, grandchildren that have passed on. A lot of things have happened. A lot of us have gotten degrees and decided we needed to go back and get another degree. Um, and we've reinvented ourselves, right? Over and over and over because it's necessary to continue to survive. The thing about living is you have to live, right? You have to live and preferably in the best shape possible, right? And so that's what changes. I change. I am transformed. It takes a lot of humility to actually do a 10th step on a regular basis, especially when some of the people that you're dealing with, they're not in recovery. They don't understand all that. That means absolutely nothing to them, right? But because I need it, I do it. So my perspective does change every time I come to the same view on this spiraling staircase. Every time I get to that same step again, right? It's the same view, it's the same information written in the fourth step or the third step, second or one first step, right? It's all the same. It reads the same every time I look at it. But my interpretation of it, my perspective of it, my view is a lot different, and in most cases better. In most cases better. There was a phase I went through, my second divorce. Listen, my first divorce was in 19, let's say 1996. I was still in my 20s. I had been in the program 3.5 years, maybe not quite a half, but maybe like 3 years and 3 months. I had been in the program, and my first divorce was after that. My second divorce was a whole 13 months after the first one. So I pledged off relationships for a very long time, right? I can actually say I didn't remarry or get involved with anyone for over a decade, right? So the point is that who I was when I first got to the program, the snotty-nosed, wannabe recovering individual, is not who I am today. The way I treated people back then, I would never, never, ever treat them the same way. I would never do that again. I'm transformed. So when I get to my step work, I don't see things the same way. I don't see them the same way, and neither will you. I don't believe that you will. We can rediscover hope at any time. And it's an ongoing process. I want you to participate in your recovery and enjoy your recovery. Sometimes you get exhausted trying to race through the steps. Take a breather. Take a breather. It's not a badge of honor to be able to say, I've been through the steps. I've cycled through the steps 5 times, right? Sometimes we rattle off how many times we've been through the steps like it's a badge of honor, right? It's something that we do, and there's no end to this. So if you're racing to be able to say you finished the 12 steps, don't race. Enjoy the process, right? Let it steep in a little bit. My name is Mighty Stream. I've enjoyed talking to you. I hope that you have a beautiful day on purpose.